Всем привет, ребята! Это наш первый подкаст. Меня зовут Дана, я ученица третьего курса, и Даррен.
И у нас сегодня в гостях Филипп, преподаватель LTC. И первый вопрос. Where from?
Well, I come from Sheffield, which is a city in the north of England, not too far from Manchester.
You can a bit maybe introduce yourself, like how you're moving to Kazakhstan.
Oh, right. It's kind of interesting because I don't really know exactly why I came to Kazakhstan. But I suppose part of that is the adventure of finding out. But yeah, I've heard about Kazakhstan quite a lot throughout my life. Like when I was a kid, I had a globe, and it would, like a light up map of the world. And so when I was a kid and I couldn't sleep, I used to look at the globe and I would read all the different country names. And I used to see Kazakhstan, I remember it, and it was just this huge place. But I never hear anything about it from anyone. But then throughout my life, I met a few people from the UK who had travelled there, and they said like, oh, it's like a really interesting place. The people are really friendly, and there's like loads of beautiful scenery there. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Yeah, we're pretty big, but it feels like no one has a globus because how you can notice us.
Yeah, strange.
So I thought I've got to come and find out.
Interesting question. What's the best memorable moment in your life?
Oh, in my life? Probably the time I went to Mount Everest. I didn't climb Mount Everest, but I went to the base camp, which is still really high up. And I remember it was because of the altitude, it's really hard to breathe. And I got like a really, really bad headache and I felt really sick. But I was just looking at the mountain and the scenery and I was like, oh wow, it's so beautiful and like so special to be able to come here that I didn't mind that I felt really sick. So.
Did you take a picture?
Yeah, I took lots. Yeah, I got the photo, so that's the important bit.
Yeah, it's really nice. And what? Have you ever played in a band?
Yes, I used to play in some bands, especially when I was a teenager. I played drums, and I used to practice at home. And it was quite funny because every time I would start playing, I would see all the neighbours get in their cars and just drive off because they couldn't stand all the noise. But yeah.
How many countries have you visited?
I haven't actually counted them exactly, but I think it's about 30.
Oh, 30.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but yeah, I've met some people who have done way more, like 50 or 100. So I hope one day I could maybe do 100.
How many pictures do you have with 30 countries?
Lots and lots of pictures, thousands and thousands.
Did you like watch it again?
Yeah, sometimes I go through them and have a look at them. So because it's often hard to believe that you actually went somewhere. So it's like good to be reminded.
That's cool. And how was your living in England?
Living in England, it was, I don't know. Sometimes it's a bit depressing there because of the weather. Like especially in the winter, it will get dark at 3 or 4 p.m. and it won't get light until quite late. So often when you go to school or to work, it's dark, and then when you get home, it's dark and you don't see the sun very much. So it can be a bit depressing, but it's also quite a nice place because. In some ways, like things never change there, or things change very slowly, because it kind of everything developed there a long time ago, especially in the north of England. So every time I go back, it's like, it's the same, and it's kind of reassuring in a way.
I don't know, but now, like Europe, and it feels like there's so many happy, rich people, and. I don't know, maybe now is rainy weather is like romantic, feels like romantic, it shows like that.
Yeah.
But actually it's depressed.
Yeah, it's like that every day. I suppose it's like here because like when I arrived it was snowing, I'm like, oh wow, the snow is so beautiful. So for me it's a novelty. But I suppose there are people who live in Nur Sultan who every day they try to drive to work in the snow and take all the ice off their car. They're like, oh, it's really annoying. So
learn for computer animation.
Yeah, that's right.
How many years ago it was?
I finished that in 2008.
2000. It's one of the most like modern job now. Why
Yeah.
you like abandon it and become a teacher?
Oh right. I suppose I had a few friends who went into like making computer games and things like that, and they actually found out that the salary is not that great, and
Oh, so they're not great.
well, no, because so many people can do it now. I mean, like lots of people know how to use computers and make games and do different things. So, and I just thought like I don't really want to end up in a job where I spend all day like looking at a computer and like never going anywhere. So I wanted to find a job where I could travel and sort of see lots of interesting things, because I kind of get bored very easily. So I like to do something different every few years and see different places. So I thought, yeah, so I thought I'd been doing some teaching actually at the university, just teaching computer graphics to students. And then I helped out in a high school doing with the national exams. And I thought, oh, like teaching is okay. So yeah, I did a certificate in teaching English, and then I just kind of forgot to go back to doing.
I was sure that salary of like something like computer animation had a big like income.
Yeah, it can be really good for some people, but
Not for everyone.
yeah, not for everyone. You can get a lot more money doing programming, like doing coding. That's the best thing to do. Yeah.
What was it like teenager in England?
Oh right. Well, actually, when I was a teenager, like the school I went to was an all boys school, so maybe I didn't have the same experience as everyone else. So, but anyway, yeah, outside of school, it could be kind of boring sometimes, because when I was a teenager, we didn't really have the internet or mobile phones yet. So you just had to go and play outside, or like phone up your friends maybe if your parents let you use the phone. Yeah. So you just have to kind of make your own fun. But yeah, and I lived quite near to the countryside, so it actually wasn't all that bad, because you could go out like riding your bike or playing with your friends out there. Like we used to just often like go for a long walk in the countryside, you know, me and my friends, and that was pretty fun.
You are traveling a lot, and this maybe women think that we can't pack all our clothes we want to take like everything, and I'm not sure that it's hard to choose only important thing.
Yeah.
So
That is really difficult actually, because yeah, on some trips I've definitely overpacked, because sometimes I've been on like quite a long trip where I'm going to go to somewhere with cold weather and somewhere with hot weather on the same trip. So you have to take all these like big coats and big things and put them in a suitcase, and then you get to the hot place, it's like, oh, now I've got to carry all these things around.
and
So that can be annoying.
Want to take some souvenirs with you?
Yeah, it's kind of sad, because in some places I didn't buy any souvenirs because I thought, oh, I don't want to carry these around. And then later when I got home, I was like, oh, I really wish I'd bought that.
You
Yeah.
have souvenir spoons. My mom did that.
Yeah, oh, that's a good
Really
idea.
comfortable to
Yeah,
use.
there's buy small things, yeah. But yeah, it's even worse when you move to another country. Like when I came to Kazakhstan, because I know I'll be here a long time, it's then kind of frustrating that you can only bring like one suitcase and one bag, because you have all these things at home and you think, oh no, what about this? Or like, I can't bring my guitar, I can't bring this, I can't bring that. And it's like, it's kind of good in a way, because you you have to think about what's really important.
Is it okay to drive on your like bicycle when under rain?
Yeah, you can do. But the trouble is it's like there's lots of like big hills, so actually I kind of got lazy and stopped riding a bike when I was a teenager. But yeah.
Do you want to taste it, the shrub?
Yeah, sure. You have to recommend one. Okay. Sounds special.
Very awkward when I were in Canada in the classes, and we had questions in the desk. We have questions, and there was a question like, do you miss your home?
Yeah, sometimes, but
How much
Well, usually like at least once a year, if I can do. Yeah.
Maybe your family makes you this.
Yeah, I think the longest I've ever spent away from home was about 1.5 years, which is it actually feels like quite a long time. Like after a year, it starts to feel like a really long time. But I've met other people who only go home every like 2 or 3 years, and they can tolerate that. But then when I'm at home, I often miss other places. It's really silly. Like when you're at home, you think, "Oh, I wish I was somewhere else," and then when you're somewhere else, you think, "Oh, I miss my home."
Do you bring something to your family?
Yeah, I usually try and bring them gifts. So, what do you think I should give them from Kazakhstan?
We have the teacher Rosie, and we didn't know what we could
Like recommend.
advise her.
Yeah.
Advise her, but she decided herself. Like there was shoes, tradition shoes. I don't know. It looks like an. Can I show? Sorry.
А пока что можете написать в комментариях еще вопросы. У нас еще будет гость. Ждем.
Shoes like this for homies.
Oh right.
Massa. No.
На казахском, да?
Or for girls, kebas.
Oh right. Oh, so they're like traditional boots.
Yeah, and it's look pretty, I guess. Like.
Do people still wear them then?
Sleepers for home.
Oh right, yeah. So wearing them at home.
They use it like this, or as an like prevalent thing is a chocolate.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because they have our flag and name Kazakhstan.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I found a bar of chocolate from Kazakhstan in a shop in China once, and I was like really excited. It was really good as well. It's
Yes,
really nice.
but I don't know. We are used to do this. Like, and everyone from Kazakhstan who goes anywhere takes a lot of chocolate.
Oh right, okay.
Yes. My brother lives in Canada, and he asked me to bring the shurak. You know this?
No.
It's like a fast food pasta
Oh right, okay.
that you can fast.
Oh, you
put
just add hot water, yeah.
Hot water, yes. And he ended for 1 week.
Oh right, ate all of
I bring
them.
maybe 20 things.
Yeah.
He can't cook.
Yeah, right.
And he don't want to teach it.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Do you cook?
Yeah, I do cook. I haven't started cooking here yet, but yeah, I kind of. No, because I've just been like eating at local restaurants, just sort of trying out the food. But like soon, I will start cooking again in my apartment.
I guess it's pretty expensive to spend a lot of money for restaurants, cafes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Everywhere.
So, yeah.
Yes, like activities. Sorry, something like activities. And she said, I ride on the horse. And the next question was, what's your traditional food? And it was a French girl. I said horse. She said no. No, please. Yes, everyone were. They didn't expect this.
Yeah, but you don't eat the same horse that you ride.
Yeah, they don't think that horse could like eat.
It's like is it like different horses? So like there are horses that you ride, and then there are horses that you eat. Because it seems a bit mean. You can't eat the horse that you ride. It seems a bit mean.
Where did you hear it? Because we had one interesting interview that our person said something like that.
Oh right, okay.
Yes.
I haven't. I just wondered.
Где он говорит, вы знаете? Sorry, I said something like. Он же сказал типа, там спросил Дудь, это было Ирина Кайратовна, типа как вы можете кушать какая-то коня? И он говорит, ну если ты не катался на коне, ну типа ты ему не обязан, он тебе ничем не обязан. Это нормально.
А конь тебя и покатать может.
Не, ну не
И
хозяин
ты
не всегда-
расчесываешь его
но
еще
не
вот
всегда
так
же
вот.
человек кушает своего коня. Ты же можешь чужого коня покушать. Он тебя не катал, в принципе, что он тебе... Вы друг другу ничем не обязаны, по сути.
But I've eaten stranger things than horse because when I went to Cambodia with my friend there, we went to a restaurant to try some local food, and they have tarantula. You know,
Tarantula?
yeah, do you know giant spider?
Spider?
So it's like a spider, but like this
Where?
big in Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Yeah, because well, they said that a while ago there was a famine there, and in some of the villages there was nothing to eat but spiders, so people started eating them. And they said, oh, it tastes like seafood, you know, it tastes like crab. So you think like, oh, it's going to be really, you know, really good, but it was really horrible. The only way I can describe it is it tastes like a fried cucumber. You know, it sort of just tasted like a strange vegetable. But the thing is, I'm really arachnophobic. Like, I'm really afraid of spiders. Like, when I see spiders, I'm like, ugh. It's really embarrassing. So when the waiter brought over the spiders, I was like, ooh. So I had to chop them up into little pieces so I could eat it, so it didn't look like a spider.
Spiders, tarantulas.
Yeah, tarantulas. Like, oh.
Tarantulas? Maybe was it poison?
Yeah.
Poison,
No, they're not poisonous ones. No. Well, I hope they weren't. Yeah. But they boil them so all the hair comes out, so they're not hairy, and then they like fry it and then you eat it with chili sauce, just like. It's really horrible. I don't want to eat it again.
Yeah. We have a channel about it. Like, we don't have. I don't know how it will be in English, but there two people go through different countries for 2 days. Did you see?
No. But
Interesting. Yeah, well, they were in Kazakhstan, and I guess they were in your not country, maybe city, because they were in such many places, and they tried everything, like different spiders and like leaves every.
Yeah.
I guess birds, snakes, yes.
Oh my goodness. No, I've not tried all of those.
No, you.
I do like to
you
try all the
eat
different foods,
birds.
but
But no, they travel every 3 days, maybe. It's hard to.
yeah. But I don't find the food that strange in Kazakhstan. I think it's kind of palatable. It's okay for Western people because there's a lot of similar things here. You know, like bread, rice, meat, like milk and yogurt and cream, and you have fast food. It's like all the things that we eat, but just slightly different style.
In China, it's spicy food, most of them do.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of spicy food there. But I think here people don't like spicy food, do they?
No, we have many who love spicy.
Yeah, because I like spicy food, but I haven't found anything. I went to a couple of restaurants and they said, oh, we have, you know, where they have 3 chilies next to the thing on the menu. So I was like, oh, I'll try this. And they're like, oh, are you sure? And I eat it, I'm like, oh, it's not spicy.
You can ask everywhere to add some spice.
Oh, right, okay.
Everywhere.
I'll have to try that.
Maybe they look something like they're strangers.
Yeah.
But no, it's okay. And almost everywhere it's free.
Yeah, oh, that's good.
I want to ask, no, I have a question like about your family, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure that I could ask them some things, but when you're a traveler, it's hard to make a relationship. It's really.
Oh, right, yeah.
Do you have any problems with it? Not problems, I mean, like, things. I don't know how to ask you.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to get into a relationship because if you're going to marry someone, it's kind of important that you know their family, but also, I don't know, if you then have to work out like where are you going to live and what are you going to do, because it's still really, like, even in today's world, it's complicated to find a country where like both people are allowed to work, or that both people like, or that, do you know what I mean? It's more complicated than a normal relationship. Like if you just marry somebody from your country, it's like you have the same traditions and, you know, the same kind of experience, and you're probably going to live in that country. But if you meet people from different countries, and it's like very romantic, but it's like also very like lots of different cultural problems.
Yeah, Philip, thank you for your
Very much.
interesting
No, you're welcome.
stories.
Thank you for having me.
Interesting podcast.
Yes,
Thank you.
I hope that we meet you again here.
Yeah, me too.
Someone ask us more likes. Yes.
Спасибо нашему преподавателю Филиппу. Был очень интересный подкаст. Ждем от вас лайки, комментарии. Пишите, кого вы еще хотели бы видеть здесь, в нашей студии. Пишите комментарии, какие вопросы, лайкайте, репосты. И вам спасибо за просмотр. Еще раз
And
увидимся.
thank you.
Goodbye.
You're welcome.
Пока.
The table is spicy.